Fifth Ward City Councilman Peter Cunningham is running for re-election on May 10th and facing 3 other challengers in this closely watched race. So you've been on the council since 2007, and why do you want to serve the people of Hoboken again?
Well, we had some lofty goals going into this 4 years ago. The cornerstone of my campaign 4 years ago was to help straighten out the city's finances and to take a more hardened stance on smart development in Hoboken, which we've had a lot of development in the last 10 years. Some of it is called into question. How much residential is enough, and I think most of us feel that we need to have greater diversity in our redevelopment projects. And then as a result of all that development, we've had little to show for infrastructure improvements and community amenities. So I want to serve the people of Hoboken for another 4 years to finish the job. That is to continue to maintain stable finances for the city, which we've only had essentially a year to a year and a half to do. So we need to have several more years of stable finances, as well as review and pay close attention to the various applications that are coming before the city council and the zoning board as it relates to development projects, so that we're doing development that's economically diverse for our city, and to bring in jobs and to bring different types of tax ratables into the city's coffers, and also provide for the much-needed community amenities.
How are you springing into action with your Road to Revival economic development plan as the election is just weeks away?
Well, again, it's ensuring that we have sound, diverse, smart redevelopment projects. We have a lot of we've got a lot of open space, a lot of open canvas. It's an open canvas, so to speak, in the northwest part of town. We've got developers that are very anxious to provide, for instance, a 1-acre park to the city without actually telling us what it's going to cost the city, and they own, or at least have the rights to purchase a lot of property on the west side of town. And there's some concern that the exchange of that 1-acre parcel could result in 10 to 16-story buildings, residential towers. And I think the hiring of a market analyst to evaluate the plan that we currently have on the table to tell us if it's economically viable versus the plan that the current redevelopers, or the developers that want to be the redevelopers, want to put on the table is sufficient. But I truly believe that having a diverse economic tax base on the west side of town will bring revenues to help reduce the cost of tax, or to bring the tax burden down. It'll also bring greater amenities to the community and enhance our quality of life. So that's going to be a very important development aspect in Hoboken over the next 10 years, and we got to do it right.
So is there anything else you would like to add going forward into this election?
It's been a tough 4 years. This city has been through so much, from scandal to fraud to financial disaster and corruption, and it just seems to be a continuous pattern that people feel that they can still no longer trust their elected officials. I like to think that my slogan is leadership you can trust. I think I've been honest to the people of Hoboken. I think I've been fair and balanced. And as much as the taxes have been a big issue, and certainly I feel it in my wallet as well. That if people can stay the course and be confident that we're trying to root out all of these issues that have a tendency to set us back, the best days for Hoboken lie ahead. And so I'm actually asking people to be somewhat patient. It's a very demanding community, but with patience, the results, greater results, are destined to follow.
Thank you so much for your time today.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate it.
Councilman Peter Cunningham said it's been a tough year for Hoboken, from fiscal crisis to corruption to scandal, and he's ready to put in another 4 years to get it right for the people of Hoboken. Reporting for Hudson County TV, I'm Jillian Risberg.